The hero's party is at the battle-damaged throne room of the Demon King, and they have the ruler itself cornered. The dark mage of the party, Kai, is thinking about the love of his life, Colette. Seeing the war about to end makes him think of a happy life with her. The leader and hero of the party, Az, orders Kai to stop the Demon King's movements. A red magic circle is activated by Kai. Out of it are creepy red arms under his spell. These tentacle-like arms bind themselves to the Demon King to restrain them. Kai tells us that it is time for him to finish the job. The hero smiles mischievously and rushes for an attack. Without warning, Az stabs Kai in the back and then stabs the Demon King with him. The hero laughs maniacally that he has slain the Demon King, all while Kai is in front of him about to die. The weakened Kai asks him why he did this to him. Az answers that it is because a dark mage class like him is not worthy to be his brother. Johan, the saint of the party, adds that a dark mage like him cannot be labeled as their ally. Kai justifies that he has been using his dark magic to assist them all these times. The magic swordsman, Elsa, laughs hard at his claim that a low class like him has been helpful to them. On the verge of death, Kai remembers the church ceremony when he was granted a special ability when he turned 15. It was the day he received the title of a dark mage and was shunned by society for it. The title is considered the lowest class of all, and so is referred to as the loser class. Despite near death, Alisa steps on his head and insults him for being low class. Az painfully removes his sword from Kai and declares to him that Colette is his to keep now. As Kai screams in terror, he remembers how Colette's father annulled his engagement with the girl. Colette insisted that she loved Kai. The father's only mercy was to let her daughter say goodbye. The girl took off her golden bracelet and gave it to Kai. She was in tears as she told Kai that she was sure they would meet again. Back in the present, Az can't stop laughing at how his brother looks so pathetic while dying. He whispers to Kai that it was their father who ordered him to kill him. Kai recalls that his father is the captain of the kingdom's strongest knights and the head of the prestigious Austin Marcus family. The man told Kai that he did not need a dark mage in his house. He, however, told his son that he could return to the family if he achieved great deeds and defeat the Demon King. He even told his son that he would arrange for him to be re-engaged with Colette, giving him hope. Shortly after, Colette was held captive in the Holy Castle to maintain the Great Barrier that protected the city. Kai wished to defeat the Demon King for a future where he could free Colette and live a peaceful life with her. He battled many monsters and gained much experience to achieve this wish. Eventually, he attained the max level of 999. Az sarcastically tells his brother that it is too bad none of his wishes came true. The so-called hero laughs at making up a story that the Demon King killed his brother in a fierce battle. Tears stream down Kai's eyes as he curses his father and brother. Az tells him to not worry since he will take care of Colette for him. Kai grasps the ground in frustration. He regrets not being able to run away with the love of his life and pursue their happiness above all. As the gem on the golden bracelet breaks, he hears Colette's voice begging him not to die. Suddenly, Kai wakes up in a bed. He is so shocked that he gets up with a cold sweat and panted breath. He did not realize right away that Colette's face was just inches away from his. He gets confused as to why she is not confined. Colette worries that Kai looks scared and pale. The man pats his own body, but finds that his wound is gone. Colette looks so lovely as she greets him good morning. Kai looks at Colette with confusion and worry. He wonders why she looks so young when she is supposed to be 20 years old. The girl encourages him to get up since it is an important day for them today. The man laughs and apologizes for being so tired. The bedroom mirror gets Kai's attention and he is shocked to see that he looks younger. Colette tells him with excitement that today is their class granting ceremony. Kai puts his hands on her and asks with desperation what year it is. They are so close to each other that Colette becomes conscious. She pushes him away and tells him with a flustered face that he was too close. Feeling her makes Kai realize that this is not a dream. He notices something on his left hand and is horrified. He gets confused as to why the crest of the Dark Mage is still tattooed on his hand. He thinks about the impossibility of still having the crest if he somehow went back in time. He opens his status window to investigate and finds that his status is exactly the same as when he died. The only difference he sees is the note that states that he has entered a second world loop while retaining his status. The more he investigates, the more he feels confused. He thinks deeply about what magic can pull this off, and he ends up remembering Colette's voice begging him not to die when he was losing consciousness. He is so deep in thought that Colette has to snap him out of it. The golden bracelet suddenly falls from the bed. Colette picks it up and voices how she thought she had lost it. Seeing the broken gem on the bracelet makes Kai remember when Colette promised that they would meet again. It makes him realize that his time loop started when it broke. He ponders the possibility that the bracelet must have been imbued with Colette's Saintess power. He starts to laugh, making Colette feel confused. Suddenly, the man embraces her. Tears fall as he tells her he can change the future with his current power. The girl is flustered and confused all at once. All the man can think of is how he can change the future of her being imprisoned and change his fate of being killed. He whispers to her that he will never let her go again. This makes the girl even more red and confused. Kai realizes what he just said and instantly removes his embrace. Colette tells him that it is okay since they are engaged. Realizing she said too much, she does not say more. It makes Kai realize that they are still engaged and worry about what will happen once his father finds out he is a dark mage. He grinds his teeth in anger as he remembers his father calling him filthy for being a dark mage. Colette assures him with a warm smile that she does not see him any differently even if he is a dark mage. Her kindness lights up the man's eyes. He remembers how she was the only one in his past life who loved him despite his being revealed to be a dark mage. He has decided that he will trust only her. The man tells her that he came from the future 5 years from now and that he is a dark mage at max level. The girl gets overwhelmed by the claim. Kai knows she needs proof, so he summons dark red energy on his finger and concentrates. He speaks the incantation to summon the archmen. A red horned monster appears in the room. Colette is overwhelmed, yet Kai continues to talk about how he is only able to subjugate a demon this powerful because his level is high. The man finds relief in knowing he can still use all of his dark magic abilities and in knowing that the time loop claim is real. He smiles to know that fate gave their love a second chance. However, he knows that he has no time to think of happiness since today is the class-granting ceremony and the day that the Demon King will be born. The huge and devilish-looking Archimond is now whole. The sight of it fills Colette with terror. The monster calls Kai his lord and asks for his orders. Colette is lost for words at seeing the gigantic and devilishly-looking Archimon. Kai scratches his head in embarrassment and apologizes to the woman for scaring her to prove that he came from the future. Colette assures him that she never doubted him for a second since she trusts him implicitly. Her trust in him makes the guy fall for her even more. There is no doubt in the woman's heart as she proclaims how amazing her beloved is for summoning a creature so powerful. Colette is informed by him that she will be granted the title of saint, while Az will be granted the title of hero. Kai says that his brother being a hero is the worst-case scenario. He did not realize that Az was already at the door. Seeing him fills Kai with rage. Kai is already ready to attack with a small and hidden magic circle. Colette can tell just by looking at Kai that he is tense. Az whispers to Colette that he should choose him instead of Kai. It leads Cad to push the man away from his fiancée. He asks that Az leave right away. Az is ready to pull out his sword. Colette can tell that Kai is just waiting to fight him. The small magic circle on the ground is just waiting to be used. Both brothers look at each other with anger and disdain. The tension gets interrupted by a servant who appears to call father. Az puts his sword back on its hilt and says he is coming. Colette can see from Kay's face that he is serious about taking his brother down. He asks his fiancée to get some air. As they leave, Az observes how happy they are together. It fills him with so much envy and rage. The couple takes a walk in the streets of the town. To Kai, seeing everything again is nostalgia. He hears someone call him master, and he is taken aback. It turns out that the town baker just wanted to thank him for getting rid of some thugs the other day. Kai thinks about how people only respect him because they do not know yet that he is a dark mage. Colette compliments him for being admired by everyone, but she sees that he is too deeply troubled to be cheered up by her. They get to an open field where they can continue their conversation. Kai reports that Az will immediately commit a grave error the moment he is granted the title of hero. He informs her that it is because of him that the demon known as Grise will rise as the Demon King. Within 3 days after the Demon King's rise, the Holy Kingdom will fall. The man looks at the people in peace around him, knowing that they will not be around anymore in the future. He continues to say that the Holy Capital will counter by erecting a golden barrier of light around its city and that they will imprison Colette to sustain it. Meanwhile, Kai will be exiled from the Austin family for being a dark mage and they will be torn apart for it. Colette instantly reacts in recoil as she tells her beloved that she wants to be together with him forever. His response is to offer to live together away from it all. The woman blushes as she asks if he means to propose. She is so happy that she hugs him and proclaims that they will be together forever. They hold each other in a tight embrace as Kai says he regrets that he should have done this from the start. He gets a horse and asks that she stay at the remote town of Lux to avoid the war. With sadness, Colette asks if he is not coming with her. Kai replies that he still has the duty of stopping Az and preventing the birth of the Demon King. Colette voices how she understands that he needs to do this to protect everyone. She waves goodbye and asks him to promise to come get her soon. He answers with a sincere smile that it is a promise. Deep down, he knows that he is not doing this for a noble cause, but for himself. The plan is for him to rescue Grise before she becomes the Demon King and befriend the demons. He thinks about the truth he encountered in the party's battle with the Demon King. On the night they conquered the Demon King's castle, Grise accused Az of killing her friend Sasha. Despite the death of her friend meaning everything, Az did not even remember what she was on about. Now Kai plans to save Sasha to prevent the birth of the Demon King. His hand glows with dark red energy to ready his mission. His eyes are filled with determination as he proclaims that this is the start of his rebellion. Meanwhile, someone is stepping down a flight of stairs down a dungeon. It is Az, and in his hands is a whip. In front of him is a very wounded prisoner held in chains. He names this teenage girl with point ears, Grise, the same person Kay said would be the Demon King. Az orders Grise to kill Kai. The demon girl finds him disgusting for wanting her to kill his brother. She swears never to follow someone as vile as him. Harry silences her by whipping her flesh. Grise recognizes that the shackles around her hands and feet are sealing her magic. Harry asks her with a threatening tone what she will do if she is under the shackle. He nears the girl and reminds her to know her worth as a slave. The worry of this man that frustrates him so is that Kai is a prophecy hero the saint foretold. The fears that this would mean his brother's marriage with Colette will be certain. The very thought of it fills him with dread. He goes into a tantrum about how Colette and the hero class rightfully belong to him. He pictures himself as the hero and how this means he is the most powerful class. He dreams of the privilege he will have under the class. The dream of trespassing, stealing, and destroying property however he pleases because it will all be permitted under the hero's privilege. Heraza's smile is wide at the thought of himself having such power over everyone. His mouth waters as he imagines himself being able to do whatever he wants with countless women. Picturing Kai being a hero is something he despises. He realizes that the hero class will be passed down to him if his brother dies before he gets it. Grise calls him trash for planning something so vile simply because he wants women. She receives multiple lashes from Az because of it. The girl tells him that a proud vampire from the Demon King bloodline like herself will never submit to him. Az pulls out his sword and readies to slay her. A woman who is also restrained and full of wounds begs for him to stop. Grise calls her Sasha and asks that she stay out of it. Sasha insists that she won't, even if it means disobeying her order. She asks Az to let her kill Kai in Grise's stead. Suddenly, Face receives a kick from Az. The man feels insulted that a lowly demon her is suggesting an idea to him. He takes out a dagger and slices her up on the chest. Her scream makes Grise even more enraged with him. Az looks at her and smiles. He holds onto Sasha's face and asks how much her maid means to her. Sarcastically, he suggests that her empathy for her friend is an example of a demon trying to act like a human. Az holds a dagger near Sasha's neck and then cuts her. Seeing how easy it is for him to hurt her terrifies Grise. Az demands that Grise call him her lord and proclaim that she will obey his orders as his slave. Grise says that she will never do it. Harry's then put his blade on Sasha's neck again, making Grise grind her teeth. The man raises his sword, making Grise say she will do it. She opens her mouth with hesitation. Sasha pleads with her lady not to do it for her sake. Grise replies that she will do anything for her. She calls as her lord and swears to obey his orders. Before she can say more, Sasha pleads with her not to throw away her pride. Az feels insulted that she did not continue. He grew tired of their games and planned to just kill them both. He readies to strike with his sword, only to stop as he hears the bars of the cell moving. The bars suddenly get off their hinges as it is revealed that Kai has come to rescue the girls. The girl tries to see beyond the smoke that Kai created. Grise is shocked to see the man with a dark mage crest on his hand. Az is shocked to see Kai. He has no time to process it as Kai is already coming at him with a magic-enhanced punch, the impact of which sends him flying until he slams into the wall. The man instantly gets knocked out. Grise and Sasha don't know how to react. Kai approaches them and says that he sees that he made it in time before anything permanent happened. Grise demands to know who he is. Kai recognizes her as Grise and says that she will become the Demon King. The girl is confused about what he means by this. Kai looks at Sasha and also recognizes who she is. Grise asks how he knows who they are. Before he answers, he uses dark magic to cast a healing spell on Sasha, making her levitate within a purple aura. Grise can see that her wounds are slowly disappearing. Kai tells her that he will also heal her injuries. He recognizes that while the girl will be the Demon King, she is just a pitiful girl who is in need of saving right now. A purple light aura also envelops Grise. Suddenly, the shackles on the girls break into pieces. Grise marvels at how both her wounds and the shackles binding her have disappeared. Grise and Sasha approach each other and hug each other to celebrate their freedom. Kai smiles at how happy they look. Sasha admits to her lady that she thought they lost everything when they lost their land to Elsa. Kai asks if the Elsa she means is the red-haired magic swordsman. The women instantly get intense as they think that he might be Elsa's ally. It disgusts Kai to be thought of that way. He explains that Elsa is a demon slaver who holds money above all. With her fame and unmatched skills, she managed to join the hero's party by 17 years old. He professes to the girls that simply thinking about her makes his skin crawl. Grise wants to thank him for saving them, so she asks for his name. He replies that his name is Kai Austin. She realizes that he is Era's brother and asks why he is helping demons like them. Kai shows them his dark mage mark and says that he has no place within human society. They recognize the mark and now realize why he can use dark magic. They find it strange that he can use high-level dark magic at his age. Kai asks what his goal was for keeping them. Sasha asks her lady if she should answer him. Grise permits her and says that she trusts the man. Sasha tells Kai that his brother wanted to kill him to gain the hero class. The man is shocked to know that Az has been trying to kill him for so long. Grise is proud to tell him that she refused. She admits that she owes him everything for saving a dear friend of hers. Kai remembers the Demon King version of her in the future. As he sees Fries happy to be alive with Sasha, he comes to understand how she ended up as a Demon King who hated humanity because of his brother. Kai looks at his unconscious brother. A thick ball of dark magic fills his hand as he thinks of killing Az. He remembers how he tried to kill him and mocked him for being a dark mage. The thought of it angers him, but then he remembers when they were little kids with Colette. The thought of Colette dominates his mind. It makes him realize that killing him would break her heart. He removes the dark magic from his hand. He thinks deeply about what he will do to him. With great concentration, Kai summons a small creature made of dark red fluid from his forehead. This creature crawls into Az's mouth. Kai tells the girls that it is a curse. Ha's face starts to show red markings. Grise asks what curse it was. His only answer is that it is a kind of curse that will make his life miserable. Grise's eyes sparkle at the things Kai can do. Sasha, on the other hand, is becoming more and more intrigued at how he can do one high to the next. It is hard for Kai to explain that he starts scratching his head. His attention gets caught by the girls' dirty clothing, so he suggests that he should do something about it. It leads the girls to be conscious about what they are wearing. The guy summons a magic portal, reaches in, and takes out clothes from it. He suggests that they change somewhere else, so they get out of the dungeon and into a house somewhere. As Kai waits for the girls to change, he can't help but think about how Az is about to receive the hero class at noon. He worries most of all about the hero's holy sword. Gui suddenly comes out of the dressing room, excited to show Kai her new made outfit look. She blushes as she tells the man that she has never worn something like it before. Kai tells her that she looks great in it, making the girl blush. She thanks with shyness in her eyes. Sasha also comes out wearing a maid's outfit. The girls become excited talking about their dress, but Kai interrupts them to talk about something serious. They sit down by the fireplace to discuss everything Kai knows. The girls are shocked to hear of his claim that he came from the future where Grise is the Demon King. He also informs them that it was Az and the hero's party that killed him. He admits with visible despair that this is the reason he can no longer put his trust in humanity. Sasha recollects how powerful he is and thinks that his claim that he came from the future makes sense. Aside from that, she finds his claim that Grise would be the Demon King highly credible. Grise also believes him wholeheartedly since he was the one who saved them. They asked what they should do with this information. Kai proposes that they crush Elsa. Grise is instantly taken by the plan as she remembers how the woman enslaved their people. Kai promises to save her people, making the girl cry in gratitude. In return, Kai asks if he and his fiancée, Colette, live in the territory of the demons. Grise is saddened by the mention of Kai having a partner, but agrees to his terms without hesitation. He informs them that Colette is about to receive the saint class today. Grise recoils knowing that the Holy Kingdom will pursue a saint if she is taken from them. Kai tells them that they can leave the forces of the Holy Kingdom to him. He is about to tell them more, but tremors suddenly shake the house. Kai takes the girls outside at lightning speed before the house explodes. They see that the house has become nothing but flames. Out of the flames comes Ez with a big scheming smile. He laughs as he sarcastically asks how Kai is. Kai sees from his brother's hand that he already has the crest of the hero. Az can't stop laughing as he faces his brother. Looking at Kai, he spots that he has the crest of the black mage on his hand. Az finds it funny that the top candidate to be the hero is actually a black mage and that he was the one who ended up a hero. He basks in the glow of victory over his brother. Harry's then goes on to make sure that he gets revenge for knocking him out earlier. Lightning strikes him as he summons the holy sword known as Durandal. The heavily decorated sword appears in the so-called hero's hands and it affirms to him that he is the one who stands for justice. The girl gets terrified by the amount of power collected in the sword. Kai, on the other hand, feels great rage, knowing it is the blade that he used to kill him. Az orders his brother to beg for forgiveness. He is in full confidence that there is no one who can beat him with the overwhelming power of the holy sword by his side. He swears that Kai will regret ever standing against him. Kai has no patience for his words and tells him to just charge at him. Az feels insulted that a mere black mage like him would stand against him, yet Kai continues to take his fighting stance. Kai's promise is that he will snap his precious holy sword in half and humiliate him. Anger and laughter envelope Az. He charges at his brother and he tells him that he will make him regret his words. Kai effortlessly dodges his strikes. He feels regret that such a powerful sword is being wasted by terrible swordsmanship. The frustrated Ez orders him to stop running around. Kai looks at how helpless he is and can tell that he has nothing to fear despite his being a hero. As he continues to dodge attacks, he hears a voice telling him that he has unlocked a hidden class exclusive to those with a second life. The voice names this class Dark Star. Despite us doing his best to try and kill him, Kai is busy carrying the voice tell him that he has earned the hidden class because he mastered the Black Age class in his first life. The voice also informs him that Dark Star allows him new skill, and that committing evil deeds accumulates points that can be exchanged for these skills. Just as he thinks that he can't allow himself to commit an evil deed, the voice congratulates him for already committing an evil deed and rewards him with 1,000 points. The voice explains to him that helping demons and opposing the hero is evil. Cat is happy to learn that he does not need to do anything bad to earn points. The voice shows him the list of skills he can attain. His focus shifted to the skill called Demon Sword Summon. Meanwhile, Az is getting frustrated that his attention is not on his and his barrage of attacks. Kai is so fast that he disappears in front of Az and reappears behind him before he notices. The Black Mage crest lights up as he calls upon the demon sword known as Trifing. The earth splits and from the pit comes out the lemon sword, flying to its new master. Kai holds it and recognizes it as the sword Grise carried as the Demon King. He explains that Trifing's power increases in proportion to the wielder's dark magic. Since he is already at max level, he feels it is the perfect weapon for him. The sword feels so powerful to us. It is like Kai is casting a shadow over him. Kai looks at him like he is a bug about to be squashed by his boot. Kai tries a fighting stance with his new demon sword. He can tell that it is absorbing his power and so thinks it is a high-maintenance weapon. Grise is shocked to see her father's demonic sword in his hands. Harry hears her and wonders what this means. Kai sees how distracted he is in thought and seizes the opportunity to try and slice him. Az laughs as he manages to only shave off some hair on his head. His confidence disappears as several houses behind him also get split into two and fall. Kai comments on how he does not know his own strength. Az complains about the sword's ridiculous power. Kai is still trying to figure out the sword himself and realizes that it is converting his magic into destructive force. Az then laughs at the realization that he still has the advantage. He explains the elemental opposition between light and darkness and how his darkness will only lead his light energy to double in power. As proof, he shows that Durandal is already brighter than before. Az promises to show him what his holy sword can do. Kai nearly smiles and tells him to bring it on. Az strikes him with a powerful energy beam. Grise and Sasha see no hope that Kai can dodge it. Despite this, Kai faces the beam head-on. A huge explosion occurs. The smoke clears to reveal that there is nothing left. Grise and Sasha become pale. Meanwhile, Era's last at how there is nothing left of his brother. He proclaims that a new era of fame, money, and status is now his for the taking. He even licks his lips at the thought of Colette and many other women being his. Grise is so shaken that his knees drop. Harry's notices her and tells her that she should have run when she had the chance. Sasha puts her lady in an embrace as the so-called hero threatens to kill them both. Kai suddenly reappears behind the enemy, putting Az in shock. Kai recalls how the Holy Sword's magic gets temporarily drained after unleashing a powerful beam. As he charges at Az, he proclaims that this is the only chance he can damage the Holy Sword and strikes it. The Holy Sword cracks and splits into two. Az can't believe it. However, he has no time to react as Kai incapacitates him. Kai is panting his breath. He realizes that the demon sword consumes so much power that he can only wield it for 15 minutes. It dawns on him that the sword would have killed him if he were only at level 1. A voice tells him that he has earned 3,000 points for the evil deed of breaking the Holy Sword and defeating the hero. Grise and Sasha are relieved to see Kai alive and victorious. They approach Az's body and see that he is still breathing. The girls take notice that the dark energy markings are appearing on his body and it reaches the hero crest mark on his arm. Kai explains that his curse changes his hero crest into a black mage crest every time he tries to harm someone. As he says it, his crest indeed changes to the black mage symbol. He declares that from this day on, Az will be known as a fraud pretending to be the hero. And as a result, the honor of the Austen family will crumble. He deems this to be his revenge on his father and family. Kai wants them to get out of the scene as soon as possible. Agerais suddenly approaches him and calls him her lord. She declares him the new demon lord. Kai's eyes widen with shock at the implication. Somewhere in the woods, Color asks someone how Kai is doing. A creature that looks like a red ball tells her not to worry about him because no one in the world can defeat his master. It is revealed that this creature is small enough to be held by Colette and that she calls him the same Archiman in her room. The Archiman flies with his little wings and he tells her that his form right now is only temporary to conceal his identity. His attention is grabbed by the knights coming their way. He asks Color to hide so that they can't figure out that she is a candidate to be a saint. Color thinks about Kai and hopes that he comes back soon. Meanwhile, Grise keeps calling Kai the new Demon King. Kai asks that she calm down since he is not who she thinks he is. Grise replies that being able to summon the demon sword is undeniable proof of his identity as the Demon King. Sasha seconds it and adds that he must be the strongest one in history, considering that he defeated the hero and broke the holy sword. Kai does not know how to get out of this, but then realizes that he can use the title to be accepted by the demons. Grise adds with excitement that they must form a servant. Kai does not know what she is talking about, so she explains that the Demon King can form pacts with others and grant them a class and significant enhancements. In return, they swear absolute loyalty to the Demon King. Kai reviews his skills on his status window to see if he can grant a pact. He sees the skill called Servant Pact. Under it, he sees that he can grant different classes to a potential servant. He now realizes that this is the reason that the Demon King's subordinates were ridiculously strong. He continues reading the conditions of the pact and sees that a servant's betrayal of the Demon King means their death. It makes him reluctant to use it, but Grise is still determined to go through with it, as she feels duty-bound to swear loyalty to the Demon King. She adds that she has no worries because she knows that Kai is a good person. Kai asks them again if they are sure about this. The two girls go down on their knees to be ready for what they considered to be an honor. Kai unlocks the Servant Pact skill and tells Sasha that she will be his demon general. Sasha does not feel like she is worthy of such a title, but Grise assures her that it is suited for someone as loyal as her. Kai asks her what her decision is. She puts on a strong face and replies that it would be an honor for her to serve the Demon King as his loyal demon general. Kai puts his hand on her and bestows upon her the Demon General class. The crest of the Demon General appears on her left hand, and she feels how overflowing power flows within her. Kai marvels at how much power he can bestow. Grise takes her turn to pledge loyalty to him and asked for the power to save her people as one of his 4 heavenly kings. It dawns on Kai how determined her eyes are to follow him despite having the makings of being a Demon King herself. He thinks about how he never knew a day would come when he would form a servant pact with the Demon King. He puts his hand over her head and bestows upon her the power. In an instant, Grise gets filled with dark magic energy that dwarfs the houses of the city. Kai and Sasha watch on with wide eyes at her awesome power. Grace cheers with excitement for her new life as Kai's servant. However, Kai still can't get over how powerful she is, so he does not see her as his servant at the moment. Both girls hug each other in celebration of their new life with Kai. Kai watches the girls and is satisfied to see how much he has changed everyone's destiny. Suddenly, a group of holy knights comes marching in their way. Leading them is Kai's father, who demands his son to explain what happened. Kai's father, the divine knight Geese, points a sword at his son and demands to know why Az is on the ground and why he has sided with the demons. Kai informs Grise that he is the leader of the holy knights and that he is his father. Meanwhile, the other knights are looking after Az and see that he is still breathing. Again, Geese asks Kai what he has been doing. Kai answers that he is a dark mage now and that he will strive to become the Demon King. Geese sees the mark of darkness on his hand and realizes everything he just said is true. He screams at his son for losing the pride and heart of justice. Seeing his father talk about justice makes Kai sick. He remembers how many his father has tortured and threatened in the name of justice, and how he even concealed the birth of Grise as the Demon King. He then remembers making a deal with him to restore his Austin name, only to order his exile and execution. It leads him to tell his father that he would rather be evil than support his brand of justice. Geese thinks he has been corrupted by his dark mage class. Kai assures him that he will not be his problem anymore since he has relinquished his connections to the Austin family. He deems himself exiled, then snaps his finger. Suddenly, to the horror of Geese and his men, flames surround them. Every house and structure Geese looks at is a burning inferno. He receives reports from his men that the fire is everywhere. The townspeople run away. Grise asks Kai when he prepared this, so he answers that he already set it up when he was looking for her and made sure that the fire would only be flashy and not create any casualties. A voice congratulates Kai for the evil deed of putting fire on his parents' territory and awards him 500 points for it. Kai feels blessed that his new power is very compatible with his mission of revenge. He sees from his status window that he has gained the skill of Dark Attribute Enhancement. Geese asks him how he can do this. Kai declares to him that the Austin family's perishing is his brand of justice. Geese orders his men to kill him, so they surround him. Kai incapacitated all the knights who tried to attack him in one fell swoop. It is then that Geese charges at him. Kai unleashes his demon sword and crosses blades with his father. Geese recognizes the sword and it makes him even angrier. As he tries to finish his son off, Kai sees an opening and cuts off his right arm. The old man screams as he sees his arm roll away. One of Geese's men hands his commander his sword back. The Holy Knight leader smiles as he knows that he can easily heal his arm back. He gets shocked realizing that his arm is not growing back. Kai informs him that he used magic that prevents any form of recovery. He recalls how he cast this high-level black mage skill the moment he slashed him. He tells his father that he only stopped the bleeding as a last act of mercy for him. Geese asks how he can use such high-level magic despite only receiving his class. Kai does not answer and instead reminds him that a warrior without a dominant arm is useless in battle. He declares that Geese's justice no longer holds any power. The old man is confused as to why he would do this to his own father. Kai remembers how he split him and Colette apart, as well as when Us told him that it was their father who wanted him dead. Kai replies that it was he who killed him, but Geese has no idea what he is talking about. A voice awards 500 points to Kai for leaving his father without hope of recovery. Geese then sees the incapacitated Us nearby and smiles as he gains a new idea. Geese slowly realizes that if Kai did not receive the hero class, then Us must be the hero that Saint Johann prophesied. He feels confident that he can beat Kai together with hero as long as he is the hero. He says Knight is nervous as he points at Us's crest mark. The father is shocked to see that Us also holds the mark of a dark mage and gets into denial about Saint Johann's prophecies are never wrong. Kai is secretly thinking that he camouflaged Eris' mark of light to that of the mark of darkness. He thinks about how he needs to be ready for Johann because he considers him his most dangerous enemy within the hero's party. He remembers his ability to take a glimpse 7 days into the future and sees that he must be eliminated as soon as possible. Kai looks carefully at his depressed-looking father and he asks if the mark of the black mage means Us will be exiled. Geese screams out the word no and he mourns for the glory of the Austin family name. He tells his men not to heal Us and deems him no longer in Austin. Kai walks away satisfied that Us has lost his noble status because of his trickery. He tells his father that he will leave him to his sadness. Geese asks him if he truly wants to side with the demons. Kai answers that he will because he considers them more trustworthy than humans. He then thinks about Colette and how she is the only human he trusts. He looks at Grise and Sasha and sees them to be more noble than the human race. He remembers how much they love each other when they celebrated their freedom in the dungeon. To make sure it is over, he tells his father his final goodbye. He and the girls pass the city gate, where the gatekeeper asks him what's going on inside. Kai tells him that there is nothing important and then orders him to kill anyone who pursues him. The gatekeeper is hesitant, but says he will follow his order. The gatekeeper sees Kai and the girls instantly disappear in front of him. The three reappear at a lake. The girls see that the destroyed city is already in the distant background. Grise praises Kai for showing his father no mercy and then asks if they will be going to the demon territory next. Kai replies that he would like to go to Lux village first to pick up Colette. He then gets the idea to strengthen the two girls before the journey. He points his hand towards the girls to lend them ability enhancements. The girl feels a warm power flowing inside them. Kai explains that he can share the skills he acquired with his subordinates without them disappearing from his person. The girls' bodies get overwhelmed by the feeling of the power that he apologizes to them. They sit down on rocks to rest up. There, Kai takes out Colette's golden bracelet and continues to wonder if this is the object that gave him his second life. He gets the idea to use the skill of item appraisal and it informs him that the bracelet was imbued with the power of the Saint of Time. He is thankful to confirm that it was due to Colette that he gained a second chance. He remembers her giving it to him and then promising to meet again. Kai feels the victory of already changing the future and how he has taken more steps to be happy together with her. He then focuses on how the appraisal said that Colette is a Saint of Time and wonders if this means the girl also graduated from a hidden class like him. Grise catches him in deep thought and asks what is wrong. It makes Kai refocus on leaving. His eyes show determination to get to Colette. Elsewhere, a Holy Knight messenger kneels before Johann. Johann smiles now that he has information on where Colette is. Mysteriously, he calls her the Saint of Time. Johann and his squad of Holy Knights have restrained and tied up the people of Lux village. Each of the townsfolk is threatened with a word while Johann interrogates them. After grasping Colette's location from all their testimony, Johann announces his questioning is over. As if he didn't just threaten their lives, he politely thanks them all for their help. He orders his men to use forgetting magic on the people. One tied-up man objects to the spell since it is known to drive people mad. Johann has no patience for his complaints and so orders for him to be killed instead. He goes to the other captured and asks if there are any of them who object to forgetting magic. None of them speaks up, so Johann keeps smiling that no one else is going against him. Later in the woods, Colette is being chased by two holy knights. Johann leads them as he preaches about how all the church has been doing is so that they can be saved. He thinks about his goal of attaining the power of the second loop, and how he found out with his prophecy skill that he needs the Saint of Time to attain it. One of the men asks why the Saint is running away from them. So Johann tells him that it might be because it is nighttime and that Colette has mistaken them for thieves. He wonders if she is running because she already has a hint of his plans for her. Eventually, Colette, with the archimage in chibi form, gets cornered by the Holy Knights. Johann bows with insincere respect towards Colette. Seeing her and the mark of the time saint on her hand makes him feel like everything is going his way. He tells her that a prophecy has revealed to him that a demon king will be born, so they need her power as a saint to protect the capital by erecting the Great Barrier. Colette informs everybody that the birth of the demon king has already been stopped by Kai. She tries to reason that half of the human population should have been killed by now according to the prophecy. Yet if it did not happen, it must be because Kai stopped it. The confused Johan asks her how she knows of his prophecy. The girl replies that she heard it from Kai and that he knows of it because he came 5 years from the future. Johan laughs, realizing that Kai is a witness to the second loop. He paints Kai as a monster by informing Colette that her fiancé used his dark magic to nearly kill his brother and set fire to the Osten territory before escaping. Colette believes that he is lying, but Johan replies that his prophecy also showed him that Kai is the demon king. He orders his men to capture her for siding with the demon king. Johan thinks about how he needs to take Colette as a hostage to lure Kai to him and take information from him. With the time saying on his side, he sees the day he rules the world to be near. The archdemon suddenly transforms into his monstrous form, scaring the holy knights. The creature scratches one of them with its gigantic claws. Johan gets so taken aback that he falls to the ground. Colette tells the villain that she has realized that Kai's claim that Johan is the source of the church's corruption is true. She orders him to repent, and he apologizes immediately. The archdemon thinks he is lying and would rather just kill him. The ever-compassionate Colette orders him to stand down. Johan is on his knees, explained to Colette that the Pope was the one who ordered him to capture her, and that he does not see the need for it anymore if the demon king's birth has been stopped. He swears to his god that he is telling the truth. Colette believes him and orders everyone to drop their weapons. Johan orders his men to bring him the one wounded earlier. Colette volunteers to heal him, but Johan insists that he do it instead. He pulls out a bottle of healing potion and feeds it to the wounded man. Johan smiles and sarcastically praises Colette for being a sweet woman. The archdemon readies a finishing blow on the wounded man to get ready for whatever the villain is planning. Meanwhile, the wounded man is screaming in pain. After a second, his body transforms into a hulking brute strong enough to block the archdemon's punch on him. Johan announces that his level booster can bring anyone to over level 800. The archdemon faces the newly muscled brute, and Johan sees that Colette is left unprotected. He casts an arrow made of light on her. The holy light arrow heads for Colette, but the archdemon gets in front of her and takes the damage. Colette worries for her friend. It does not stop the demon's suffering as it continues to scream out its pain. Johan sees the demon sacrifice as a weakness unbefitting for a higher demon like itself. The Holy Knight meditates to activate their enhancements for battle. The question is whether what they are about to do is the right thing, but they still charge for an attack. They wound the dawn all over its body, causing him further pain. Colette tells Johan that he needs to be ashamed to be called a saint because of how cowardly his tactics are. Johan replies that everything he does is good because he was the one entrusted by God to be the epitome of good and justice. The archdemon thinks he is scum for thinking so. Despite being already weak, the demon still thinks of Colette and urges her to run away. He turns into dust as Colette looks at what's happening to him in horror. The hulking man feels empowered by his victory over the archdemon. His proud moment gets cut short as he feels intense pain all over his body. He keeps screaming about how much it hurts. He begs for his lord Johan to be healed by him. Instead of taking pity on him, Johan orders him to stay away from him. It is Colette who approaches and heals him instead. This leads the man to instantly cry in guilt for what he has just done to her. Despite her attempt, the man still dies. Johan's only reaction is to voice out how he made Colette all filthy. Colette asks if he knew his potion would do this to him. The man replies that no matter how many experiments he did, the effects on the drinkers kept staying the same. Colette cries for the dead man and calls Johan the true demon humanity should oppose. Johan approaches her for the power play of comforting her. He then tells his men that having the demon king subordinate as her bodyguard proves that Colette has been corrupted. It justifies him putting golden chains of light on Colette to restrain her. Johan warns the woman that every time she voices her support for the demon king, her chains tighten. She insists that Kai is not the demon king. Johan relishes how her love for Kai will only put her in more suffering as the chains tighten around her. Colette is filled with tears as she thinks about her love. One of the knights asks Johan to be less cruel since the lady showed mercy to them. This insults the villain who kills the complainer with a light beam to the forehead. Colette can't believe how cruel Johan is even to his own men. Johan makes a speech about how everything he does is good because he has been chosen with the title of saint. The chains tighten around Colette, but all she can think about is how she failed Kai by being captured. Johan is getting excited at what the demon king will do now that he has Colette in his hands. Elsewhere, Kai is looking at the sky, wondering if his beloved is safe. He returns to the cabin he stays in with the demon girls. He sees that the girls have cooked their dinner and comments on how amazing it smells. Just as he gets excited to begin eating, Kai's crest of darkness begins to hurt, making him drop the firewood from his hands. He realizes that what he is feeling is the Archimonde's power returning to him, making him fear that something bad must have happened. He speaks with the Archimonde telepathically and orders him to tell him what happened. The demon reports that Colette has been abducted, sending Kai into a panic. Grise and Sasha are in the cabin and are cooking dinner using the meat Kai hunted for them. Knowing this leads Grise to talk about how great of a hunter her master is non-stop. She recalls how she was being mentored him when they were trying to catch rabbits. She thinks it was incredible that he caught a rabbit instantly that moment. Sasha notices how happy Grise gets every time she talks about Kai. She laughs at her for it, leaving Grace confused. It was then that Kai entered the cabin and dropped his firewood. He reports to the girls that Colette has been taken. He tells them that the Actaman guarding her was defeated. Grace finds it impossible for an Actaman to be defeated unless it faces an army. Kai worries that Colette is now completely alone. The Actaman apologizes to his master and says that it was Johann and his holy knights that captured Colette. He also reports that Johann called Kai the witness of the second life. This shocks the mage because he has no idea how Johann could have known this. He realizes that he should have thought about the possibility of finding out through his prophecy skill. He realizes that Johann knew Colette had time powers all along in his first life and made it a priority to force her to create the barrier that protected the capital. He wonders what his goal is and if he wants to go back to the past. The Archimonde continues to report that Johann claimed that Kai is the Demon King and that he also put Colette in holy restraints to strip her of her free will. Kai imagines the horror of his beloved being enslaved in the holy chains and is horrified. He calms himself and tells the Archimonde to take a rest. Kai sees that Kai is not moving, so she asks if he is okay. The man trembles in rage as he thinks about how he will never forgive Johann and the church. He swears that they will get a fate worse than death. Grise slaps him on the back with a hand enhanced with black magic to snap him out of his serious trail of thoughts. The girl tells him not to lift the world on his shoulders alone and to realize that he has her and Sasha to ease his burden. The girls go on to say that they can rescue Colette together. Kai reviews how he once considered the demons. He thanks both of them for being willing to help him. He marvels at how he now considers the demons as his allies. They talk about what they need to plan. So Kai tells them that a powerful barrier will soon cover the holy capital and that breaking through it is nearly impossible. He even says that even Grise at her strongest in the future could not penetrate it in her multiple tries. The girls ask him what the plan is, so he says that they need to send an informant inside the capital. He explains that the barrier is strengthened by sacred artifacts within the castle and that they should send the informant inside to destroy them. The girls can't imagine anyone working for them. Kai smiles, making Grise realize that he has already thought this through. He answers that he already has, but that breaking the barrier would not be enough if there are only 3 of them to attack the holy capital. He suggests that they first must reclaim Grise's demon territory. Grise protests since they need to save Colette first, but Kai assures her that they need to do it first for their plan to work. Kai thinks about how Johann has just created a demon king even more terrifying than Grise in the future. A dagger is suddenly thrown at Kai from the window that he manages to dodge. A person with a face hidden and a white hood and blades for weapons enters the cabin. This mystery visitor asks if Kai is the Demon King. It is revealed that there are many hooded enemies entering the cabin, and they introduce themselves as the Purifiers while charging for an attack. Kai tells the girls as he avoids the Purifiers' attacks that they are the church's hidden side that eliminates people in the shadows. One of the enemies throws daggers at him. The man is so busy dodging the attacks of one Purifier that he fails to try to avoid the daggers. Luckily, Sasha comes in front of her master and blocks the daggers with a plate. Grise also assists him by kicking one Purifier out of the cabin. Despite being surrounded and outnumbered, the trio are confident they can take the villains on. Kai remembers having a hard time facing Purifiers in his previous life. As he declares that he is much stronger now, he releases explosive dark magic energy that repels the Purifiers. He also acknowledges that he now has allies. Sasha throws plates at Purifiers while kicking them in mid-air to make them stronger. The plates hit the Purifier with enough power to knock them out. Meanwhile, Grise releases a glowing red liquid and then manipulates it to become a whip that hits all the Purifiers surrounding her. Kai is impressed by how they can fight the Purifier so easily, but still advises Grise to not let their guard down and treat them like they are forest rabbits. Grise does not know what he is talking about until she remembers when they were hunting for rabbits, and Kai told her that rabbits usually hide in the shadows of trees when cornered. His teachings led them to a rabbit hiding behind a tree. Grise smiles at the memory and then alerts herself. Meanwhile, there are Purifiers hiding in the bushes waiting for the chance to ambush her. Grise closes her eyes, concentrates on her hearing. The Purifier sees an opening and charges at her. They do not realize the glowing red fluid on the ground where they're running. It suddenly turns into stakes that eliminate all of them. The stakes with hanging bodies are even taller than the trees. Grise thinks it is only natural she was successful because she put Kai's teachings to heart. The girls feel so much stronger and they thank their new contracts with Kai. Kai recognizes that they are right, but also acknowledges that their natural abilities did a lot to help. Sasha shows him captured one of them. Kai offers the man to make a contract with him and become his familiar. Grise opposes this, but Kai signals her to step back. The captive says that someone like him who swears their allegiance to the church would never ally with him. Since he said no, Kai orders Grise to turn him into an undead using her vampire powers instead. The captive imagines himself as an undead creature and is more horrified by the possibility. Kai asks in his name, so the man answers that he is Mateo. Kai reminds Mateo that if he becomes his familiar, then he will die if he ever betrays him. He puts his hand over Mateo's head and gives him the class of Demon Commander. The Purifier suddenly feels overflowing power within him. Grise asks Kai again why he made a human and an enemy his familiar. He answers that he will be their informant in the holy capital. Grise takes back her objection and gets excited instead for him to tell her his plan. Kai turns to Mateo again and orders him to tell Johann that the Demon King possesses an item that is essential for the second life cycle and that the saint needs to head south to get it. Kai then says that his plan is to gather more informants within the enemy ranks by turning more into his familiars and then using them to break the holy capital barrier when the time comes. Grise is impressed by his strategic mind, convincing her once and for all that he is truly the strongest Demon King. A voice informs Kai that he is awarded points for defeating the Purifiers and turning one into his informant. Kai thinks about how many allies and resources he can get all in the name of rescuing Colette. Sasha suddenly shouts as she sees a demon with sheep-like features covered in wounds on the ground. Grise asks him what happened, so the sheep tells them that he ran with the others when the demon territory was lost. He continues to say as he struggles to speak, the name of Elsa, Kai, Grise, and Sasha were on their way to the demon kingdom when they rested up in a town. The sheep demon thanks the trio for saving him as he is healthy now because of their help. Goi swears to him that she will never let any of her people die. The sheep boast to her out of respect. He mourns how their land is now at the hands of Elsa and her faction and asks that they be careful. The trio heads to a tavern where men are drinking while talking about how easy it was for them to raid a place. While it catches Kai's and the others' ears, it is their talk about how Elsa will be given the title of being a noble soon that really angers them. Kai calms down Grise knowing that this is an opportunity to get information on Elsa's faction. The waiter serves Grise some rice omelette, making her forget about her mood as her focus turns to her dinner. Meanwhile, Sasha pours her lady a glass of wine. The girl's beauty catches men's attention. One of them comes over to the trio's table and asks Sasha to pour a drink for him too. Sasha refuses, but the man shows his entitlement to be served by revealing that he is one of Elsa's vanguards. Meanwhile, Grise is excited to begin eating her omelette. The vanguard feels insulted that she is not paying attention to him, so he knocks their table down. The vanguard's pals are laughing while he bullies, unlike the crowd, who are horrified by what is about to happen. Grise sees her omelette ruined on the floor and gets angry at the bully. The vanguard tells Kai that she will be taking his demon girls from him. Kai calmly tells the man to stop. The man sees his black mage crest and deems him bold enough to stand up to him. Kai orders him to pay for the omelette, so the man readies his metal-spiked knuckles for a fight. He praises Kai's bravery for not running away the moment he sees his knuckle. Kai just calmly says that all he wants is to ask questions, but the man still punches him. His punch makes an explosion that makes him confident that he won. However, he suddenly experiences pain and gets incapacitated. His condition makes Kai wonder if he overdid it. The crowd is stunned, as well as the other of Elsa's underlings. Kai faces the underlings and demands that they answer all these questions. He continues to tell them that a dark mage has many torture spells, forcing the horrified men to say that they will tell him everything. They head outside, where the men tell Kai all about how Elsa is using demons for slaves. Kai then heads back inside with a big smile on his face and a bag full of the underlings' money to buy everyone drinks. The crowd cheers as they raise their glasses of beer. Kai tells the girls that he does not want Elsa to know about this event, so he will take advantage of everyone being drunk so they can be more susceptible to his high-level harmless memory-erasing spell. Meanwhile, Elsa's underlings are tied up outside crying over the money they lost. The girls cheers they have leftover money to get themselves new clothes. Kai finds that this is a good idea since their made clothes attract too much attention. Meanwhile, there's a hooded woman with glasses among the crowd, quietly observing the trio. A battalion of holy knights marches to the town where Kai and the girls rest. They stop only to question Elsa's underlings. The old commander of the knights shows the underlings a magical image of Kai and asks if they have seen him. The leader of the underlings takes a good look at the image, but still reports that he did not see anyone like him. Meanwhile, Kai, Sasha, and Grise are at the nearby hill and are observing the knights. Sasha counts that their numbers are 300 in total and that they are likely the elite Templar Knights. Kai sees that the enemies are acting so quickly when it was just a day ago that they sent purifiers after them. He ponders what Johann is planning if he is mobilizing the entire church to catch him. He also thinks about what he will do to the knights once he finds out that they have hurt Colette. He faces Grise and Sasha and orders them to kill all the knights. The girls face their master without a look of hesitation. Kai then continues to say that they must do it without damaging their bodies. They are confused as to why he wants them to hold back when their enemies are large in number and have light attributes to protect them from their black magic. Kai voices his confidence that the two of them are so strong that they can do it easily. The two look hesitant, but say that they trust him. With everything planned, he orders them to begin. Kai then hears a rustle in the bushes, but chooses to ignore it. The battalion of Holy Knights is leaving with huge smiles on their faces as they carry so many bags of money they looted from the town. The commander then sees a silhouette of a person in the distance. Looking closely, he realizes that it is their target, Kai. The commander and his soldiers take arms while accusing Kai of the arrogance of appearing before them. Kai asks if Colette is safe, but the commander tells him that they have no business telling him anything and that she will live and die as the church pleases. This leads Kai to deem him a scum. Suddenly, there is an explosion at the rear of the battalion. It turns out Sasha and Grise have made their attack and are making knights fall one by one. The commander is stunned to see elites taken down so easily. After a while, Sasha puts her blade on the commander and tells Kai that she has the last knight standing. Kai ponders if he should not kill him right away, considering he is a commander. The commander looks at him in fear as he realizes that he has thought of a use for him. Meanwhile, Grise announces that they managed to gather all the corpses of the knights and that they are in perfect condition just like he wanted. They looked around the knights' belongings and found many looted goods. Kai looks at the corpses and sees the perfect opportunity to test out a spell. Grise asks what they should do with the bodies. The girls get stunned as their master replies that he will turn them into his allies. He summons a magic circle to activate a spell society considered a rebellion against God. The magic circle on the ground is wide enough to envelope a small town. Slowly, the red light of the circle merges with the pile of bodies. After a second, all the knights rise again as mindless undead with red glowing eyes. Grise can hardly believe how large her master's necromancy can encompass. The commander falls to the ground after seeing his former men surround him with a glare of glowing red eyes. Kai dubs them his unbeatable army of elite knights. The scared commander deems this an unforgivable act against God. Kai finds insult in his comment. He thinks about how his God did nothing when Colette and he got separated, and tells him instead that it is he who will not forgive God. To the commander, he looks like the devil himself. Kai asks the commander what his name is and lets him choose if he wants to be subordinate of the Demon King or an undead. A voice congratulates and awards Kai points for defeating an army of holy knights and making their commander defect. The Archdemon appears in his small form to tell Kai that he has defeated the scouts, so Johann will not hear about this. The Archdemon also asks his master what they should do about the other matter. Kai looks at the bushes behind him and says they need to take care of it too. Meanwhile, in the bushes is a hooded figure keeping an eye on the group. Ars is in the middle of woods with a wounded eye, complaining about the bad luck he has been having recently. He blames his brother, Kai, for all of it just before his knees give out, and he falls to the floor. Meanwhile, a chariot passes him by and stops when the people inside see him. Later that night, Ars is taken to a mansion where the lady of the house gives him as much food as his heart desires. The lady says that she is glad to see him safe and is honored to meet the hero. She asks what happened to him. Ars remembers 3 days ago when he tried to enter the Austin family estate. He demands that the guards let him in as the second son of the Austin family. He shows them his hero crest, but the guards still do not believe him and ask that he show the holy sword instead. Ars tells him that it was broken, making the guard believe him even less. Frustrated, Ars tries to punch the guard. The guard blocks it and sees that his hand crest turned into the symbol of the black mage. Ars looks at his hand and gets confused why it has changed. One of the guards orders the others to beat him up for impersonating the hero. It leads the others to ready their weapons. One of the guards smiles at the opportunity to beat up his former master for being a terrible person to him in the past. Ars tries to explain, but they do not listen and beat him up. After doing so, they tell him to never show his face at the estate again. Back in the present, Ars is still angry about what happened and swears revenge. He tells the lady of the house that what happened to him is none of her business. Instead of finding him rude, the lady apologizes for asking instead. The so-called hero takes a look at the lady and realizes that she is actually very beautiful. She tells him that she will rest now and permits him to be free to relax while he is in her house. Harry smiles mischievously as if he is up to something. The woman also asks her old butler to look after the hero while she rests. The moment the woman leaves, Ars orders the butler to bring him all the money in the mansion. The butler stands and asks what he means. As just reminds him that anyone who does not cooperate with the hero will be executed. The butler complains that what he is doing is robbery. As checks his hand and is assured to see that it is still the crest of the hero. He smiles at the thought of being able to do whatever he pleases from now on. He then orders to bring him the prettiest woman he can find. The butler accuses him of not really being the hero and orders the guards to remove him. A guard responds that he will do so proudly. He goes face to face with ours who would not budge. The vile young man reminds the guard that defying the hero is a crime that will lead his entire family to be executed. The guard gets so scared that he says and does nothing to him. Uz laughs as he orders everyone to bring the money and line up the women. After a while, 3 heavy bags of money are presented to him. The lady of the house appears and asks what is going on. She is shocked to see that his butler, maids, and guard have given the hero her money. The ashamed butler pleads with his mistress to return to her room. Uz pushes him out of the way and demands that the lady accompany him in the bedroom. The lady protests, but Uz shows him the mark of the hero again to remind her what the consequences would be if she defies him. She gets shocked to see that his emblem is the mark of the black mage instead. Uz gets confused as he looks at his hand crest again. The people glare at him with grudging anger. The guards go after him while he runs away. As he runs, Uz shouts out that he is the hero. He finds himself outside at night, filled with wounds again. There is no guilt, only anger that his crest keeps changing. The plan he can think of right now is to travel to places where people don't know his situation. Elsewhere, a crowd is looking at a wanted poster on a wall. They recognize the picture to be Uz and know him as the second son of the Austin family. Looking closely, the poster says that there is a bounty for his capture, dead or alive. Back to Kai and the girls, the hooded figure continues to spy on them while hiding in the bushes near them. It is revealed to be the hooded girl with the glasses at the tavern, and she is astounded at how Kai and the girls can beat an army of holy knights like they were nothing. Grise then sneaks up behind the girl and asks why she has been following them. The demon princess asks if she is a member of the holy church and then threatens to hurt her depending on her answer. Kai orders her to stop it since he senses no malice from their stalker after keeping an eye on her for a while. The girl is surprised that he noticed her. Kai says that he has seen her since the tavern and that he knows she is a demon. The girl removes her hood to reveal that she has cat ears on her head. Grise apologizes for scaring her and asks again why she followed them. She introduces herself as Merle from the cat tribe and asks the trio if they are chasing after Elsa. Once they say they are, she tells them that Elsa has captured her sister and she wants them to save her. Grise is all ears and she asks to tell them more about it. Elsewhere, there is an underground mine known as the Mithril Mine in the former Demon Kingdom territory. There are many demons of different appearances are being forced to mine for mithril while being whipped by Holy Knight guards. The gang sneaks into the mine to see how torturous the conditions of the demons are. Merle tells them that many demons were buried alive the day the mine collapsed, but that it gave her the opportunity to be able to escape with no one the wiser. She tells them that the overseer of the mines is Eager. Kai realizes that as the overseer, Eager must be a high-ranking subordinate of Elsa, so he asks if Merle can tell them anything about him. She reports that the man has a glass of Grand Mage. They fear that this will be a problem since Grand Mage is considered one of the strongest magic-based classes. Sasha returns from her patrol and looks exhausted. She said that she was spotted by the enemy and needed to use her magic energy as a result. Kai is glad he is safe, but is worried that she spent too much magic energy from all the battles. He reviews his status window to search for a suitable skill that can heal her. He finds the skill designed to steal magic energy from others and thinks it is the best he can do. He puts his hand near Sasha's face to give him the skill called MP Drain. He explains to her that she has given her a skill that will transfer his magic energy to her. She protests at the idea of taking magic from him, but he explains that while MP Drain can take magic energy away, the caster can also get magic from allies without taking any from them. He further elaborates that he gave her the ability for recovery and strategy. Although secretly, he also gave it for a third purpose. Sasha says she understands and then uses the new ability on her master. The girl feels her energy being restored. Kai is glad to see her healthy again. He asks how her patrol went. She answers that she spotted a caravan on the road near the mine and that it was full of caged demons. She had the impression that they were being transported as slaves. The suffering of her people gets to Grise, but Merle asks that they wait. She warns them that the caravan might be Edgar's, so they can't attack without thinking. Grise holds her by the shoulders to calm her and assures her that her Lord Kai is someone she can rely on. He then tells her that she swears to save her sister in the name of her former title as heir to the Demon King. Merle feels assured by her and then pauses in shock that she just implied that she is Princess Grise. Kai announces that their new mission is to save the prisoners. The man then holds Grise's shoulder and also gives her the MP Drain skill. Now he feels like they are ready to face the Grand Mage. He believes this is the opportunity to gain allies for rescuing Colette. Meanwhile, a caravan is traveling by the mountainside road. Instead of a horse, what is pulling the vehicle is a teen girl with the same cat ears as Merle. Despite how much she is struggling, the driver screams at her for being so slow. The cat girl continues to pull the carriage until she falls. The driver is revealed to be Edgar, and he threatens to zap the girl with his magic if she does not continue pulling. The girl does not listen and instead tries to catch her breath. The bully zaps her with electricity magic, putting the girl in agony. She falls again while her body produces smoke. Edgar threatens to sell her sister. They don't arrive at their destination by nightfall. The girl says she will continue, but begs not to sell her sister. She moves the carriage again with all the strength she has left. It makes Edgar smile that she does not know that her sister probably died and the mine collapsed. A man inside the carriage tells Edgar to be careful. The man inside named Walter says that they need to watch out for the Demon King since he and his companions attack. Edgar thinks his concerns are pointless since no one is stupid enough to attack people like them in Elsa's faction. Aside from that, he has confidence in the unbeatable barrier he put around their vehicle. Walter sees that he will not listen and groans in frustration. After a while, the cat girl is slowing down again, so Edgar threatens to zap her again. He is then surprised to see that the magic energy he collected on his finger disappeared. He tries to make it reappear, but finds all his attempts useless. One of the men inside the carriage asks Edgar what happened to the barrier he erected. It makes Edgar panic and become alert to his surroundings. Walter goes outside as he senses something strong coming. Suddenly, the carriage trembles. The carriage takes a sudden stop, making Edgar slam into a nearby tree. He looks and sees that Sasha is at the rear of the caravan and has stopped the carriage by simply holding onto it with one hand. Edgar fears how powerful she seems and curses the timing that they can't use magic. His men also report to him that all their magic has been drained too. Suddenly, Grise frees the cat girl from her restraints. The demon princess is relieved to see that their plan is going well. Just as Edgar worries there are more attackers, Kai appears. Edgar demands that his men stop them, but all of them say that they can't do anything without magic. It makes Edgar realize that Walter is the only one who can protect them. Walter approaches Sasha with his gigantic sword and apologizes for what he is about to do. He is so fast that Sasha barely dodged his first strike. She is left off balance from her dodge, so Walter finds the opening to hit her. His blade gets inches away from her, only for Kai to block the sword with his demon sword. Walter is impressed that he is strong enough to stop his strike, and then is surprised to realize that he is holding the demon sword. Edgar is getting frustrated and orders Walter to kill Kai quickly. Before he can say more, Grise's whip strangles his neck. The demon princess orders Edgar to stand down. Walter drops his sword and raises his hands as a sign of surrender. Kai then approaches Edgar, leaving the villain to grovel for his life. Kai tells him that he will not be his judge, but that will leave the demons he captured to decide his fate. The caged demons glare at Edgar, so the scared villain asks that they show him mercy because he has shown them kindness. The more he speaks about how he has taken care of them every night, the more the women from the enslaved get enraged. They answer Kai that they want their captor to experience death, making Edgar pale. Kai says that it has been decided, making Edgar regret that he does not have long. A skeleton creature burning with dark magic appears behind the pale Edgar to take him. The lifeless Edgar drops to the floor, then the skeleton creature disappears. Grise is excited about how much her master's plan worked so well, but Kai tells her that it is all thanks to her and Sasha. We rewind to the time when Kai just gave Grise his ability to drain magic energy. Kai tells everyone that they can't fight a Grand Mage head-on, so they need to use their magic draining skills instead. While Grise is instantly smitten with the plan, Sasha is concerned that it would take them too long to drain a Grand Mage's power. Kai is not worried and tells them the rest of the plan. When Edgar's caravan arrives their way, the three absorb his energy all at once from a distance. It is then that Edgar notices that he can no longer use magic. Grise laughs hard at remembering Edgar's confused face. Kai tells his girls that they can't lose as long as he has them his side. Deep down, Kai is not confident yet that they can beat Johan with their current power and hopes to gain more strength. He orders the others to free the demons from their cage. Eventually, they free them all. They see, however, that they all look exhausted. Meanwhile, the tied-up men are secretly talking about escaping. They lose hope, knowing that while they can free themselves from their ropes, they know that they will just get captured again. Merle suddenly appears from behind the boulder just beside the tied-up men. One of the men smiles as he gets an idea. Meanwhile, Kai is healing all the demons they rescue with his magic. He looks among them to see which of them are strong enough to be allies to rescue Colette. Merle appears to the group, glad to see that Kai and the others are safe. Her sister sees her and is glad to see her. Suddenly, the men escape from their ropes and grab Merle from behind. The villainous men smile as they now have the advantage. Just as one of the men demands to be let go, Merle's sister, Melty, strikes him with her claws before he can react. The other escaped man then uses his magic to shoot at the cat girl with projectile rocks. She dodges all of them effortlessly. She then dashes at him at bullet speed and takes him out too. Kai realizes that he has found a strong demon. As Melty catches her breath, her sister hugs her. They cry and smile as they continue their embrace. They both thank Kai for everything he has done for them. He asks that they thank Giawai's instead. Giawai's objects as she reminds him that this is his opportunity to show them he is their new demon king. Kai takes in her words and realizes she is right. He addresses everyone and tells them all about how the Holy Church considers the darkness attribute and demons as evil. He tells them of their lies about demons being unfeeling monsters incapable of lies. However, he says he disagrees and that it is they who are more capable of love than humans ever could. Kai continues to tell them of his plans to create an ideal nation in the demon realm where darkness attribute beings and demons can live without discrimination under his rule as a demon king. Even the tied-up Walter is intrigued by his plan. Kai continues that his first step is to retrieve the mithril mine. All of those who are listening are all ears to the things he is saying. The man invites everyone to take up arms and retrieve their demon kingdom. The demon roars with adrenaline-filled cheer. Meanwhile, Walter is just as stunned, if not more so than the others. On the other hand, Grise can't stop crying at his vision. She tells Sasha not to pay her any mind since she is just happy. Kai then puts his attention on Walter. The tied-up man tells him that he will accept any punishment and that all he asks is for him to be quick about it. Before Kai tells him what he has decided, Melty comes in front of Walter and asks that Kai listen to her first. She asks her new lord for the man's life to be spared. Kai asks Melty why she is defending Walter when he was one of her slavers. She reveals that he secretly helped them by giving them food when they were starving and treating their wounds. She continues to say that he protected them from Edgar's cruelty every now and then. Kai asks Walter why a human like him protected demons. He answers that he took pity on them because they are oppressed for simply being born. He finds it disgusting when no one chooses how they are born. Kai asks if his class is a dark knight. The man confirms it by saying he despises his own attribute because it makes it difficult to rise within the holy knights. It made him feel like he could have done more to save someone precious to him if he had risen the ranks quickly. He remembers a commanding officer telling him he could never be a holy knight despite his strength because of his darkness attribute. The officer laughed at Walter for being unable to save the woman he loved from dying because he was too hated for him to do anything about it. In anger, Walter cursed him. Kai asks who this precious person he speaks of is. He answers that he is talking about his fiancée, reminding Kai of Colette. He realizes that the man is in the same situation as him. He asks Walter if he wants to serve under him. Walter asks if he wants him to betray Elsa, but Kai corrects him and says he wants him to betray the entire Holy Kingdom. Walter remembers Kai's speech, and he longs for his dream of a nation with no discrimination for dark attributes and demons. He agrees, so Kai releases him from his ropes. The Dark Knight goes to his knees and pledges his loyalty to the Demon King. Melty is glad and expects Walter to be a strong asset for Kai. She is surprised as Kai reveals he wants her to be one of his subordinates. He asks for her help in retrieving the mithril mine. He announces that he will use the subordinate demon contract to enhance their strength. Melty gladly accepts the offer. Using the contract spell, he readies to make Melty a demon captain and Walter a demon general. Kai asks if his new allies are ready. Both Melty and Walter reply that they are prepared for anything as long as it is for saving lives and for their demon king. With their pledge, Kai finalizes the contract. Elsewhere, the Mithril Mine Fortress is a stronghold filled with many knights on guard. Walter arrives to ask for the knight to open their gates, all while Nelta plays the part of the slave pulling your carriage. They ask Walter what is wrong, but he does not answer and only shows urgency by saying they need to hurry to open the gate. The commander thinks about it for a moment and then orders his men to open the gate. Walter and Nelty look serious as the giant gate slowly opens. After they enter, the commander orders Walter to stop. Inside the carriage, Kai and the others tense up. The commander asks where Edgar is, but Walter stays silent. The commander finds him suspicious, so he orders his men to search inside the carriage. A knight opens the door, only to be surprised that Kai, Grise, and Sasha are inside. Kai orders them to begin their operation. The man who opened the door is suddenly sent flying. The commander realizes Walter's betrayal and orders his men into battle positions. The knights come marching in with weapons. The commander orders his men to kill them all, only for Walter to kill him with his sword with one strike. The men are shocked to see their commander be taken out so easily. Walter tells his demon king that he and Sasha will handle the knights while he and the others go ahead to free the prisoners. Kai says he will leave it to him and then runs towards the prison with Melty and Grise while some of the knights pursue them. Meanwhile, Walter and Sasha are standing near each other and watching each other's back while knights surround them. Walter declares that they will leave no enemy alive. Meanwhile, Kai and the rest arrive at the prison, but the place is shielded by a golden light barrier. Kai slices through with his demon sword, making it disappear. He orders Grise to go ahead inside while he and Melty handle the knights after them. Grise nods and goes inside. Knights have reached them and warned them that even if they manage to free the slaves inside, their main forces will soon return to the fortress. Meanwhile, a large army of knights is marching back to the fortress. One of them is riding a dragon while it flies in the sky. His hand crest shows that he is the rare class of dragon rider. One of the knights laughs at Kai, thinking it would only be a matter of time until he finishes once their 1,000 troops and dragon riders arrive. Kai remains calm without care and simply waits for them to come. Meanwhile, the army of knights is about to arrive the fortress. These men do not realize that they are being watched by many people in the shadows or in the bushes. These stalkers are the Demon King's undead elite Templars. They come out from the bushes and ambush them, all while Kai narrates how powerful they are. The living knights are barely hanging on to their lives as the undead slowly eliminate them one by one. One of the living armies suggests that they use their numbers against the 300 undead, only for him to be cut on the cheek in mid-sentence. With just a surface wound, this knight dies. The others get confused about how he died from just a scratch. Reveals that he imbued the undead with the ability for instant death in each of their hits. They are so challenging that those left alive retreat. Inside the fortress walls, Kai predicts that the main force army must have collapsed by now and that all that is left to worry about is the dragon rider. As he thinks this, a giant dragon's shadow is cast over the fortress grounds. Walter fears that the dragon is headed for the prison. Meanwhile, Melty continues to eliminate men near the prison. She can feel how much power she gained after going through the contract. Her moment gets disturbed as a rider and his giant dragon land on the roof of the house Nelty is near. The dragon breathes fire to kill Nelty, but she manages to dodge its flames. She looks at how huge a crater its attack left behind and gets scared of its power. The rider laughs as its dragon continues to breathe fire in an attempt to hit the running cat girl. Melty can do nothing but run as fast as she can away from it. Suddenly, many black holes open up in the path of the dragon's fire projectiles. Melty looks around and sees that the black holes have sucked up all the flames. The rider gets confused only to see that Kai is on the ground with his hand stretched out. He and his dragon charge down towards Kai while swearing he will kill him. Melty worries for Kai and asks that they retreat. The Demon King rejects the notion and reminds her that they came to free everyone. Meanwhile, the dragon continues to be fast as it charges down. It opens its mouth wide to ready itself for a bite. Meanwhile, Grise is freeing demons within the prison by breaking their shackles. Once everyone is off their shackles, she encourages them all to run. The prisoners get scared as they see the dragon flying from the window. They start complaining about how they can never escape. Grise silences them by shouting and telling them that they have come to reclaim their land. She announces that now is the time to reclaim their freedom. Meanwhile, the dragon rider's dive continues. While he does, he dodges a fireball that is reaching his face. He looks again and sees that multiple fireballs are coming his way. These fireballs hit the dragon directly in its face, causing it to fall. As the rider falls with it, Melty jumps and claws him into incapacitation. The dragon drops just near Kai, while Melty lands too. She looks at the claws that she used against the rider and can't believe they are victorious. Meanwhile, Grise and the prisoners have reached outside. The demon princess is just in time to see how Melty defeated Rider. Kai approaches the cat girl and reminds her that everyone is free now. She looks at him in silence, still taking everything in. She sees Grise and they greet each other over a jaw well done. As the prisoners are smiling and hugging over enjoying their newfound freedom, a voice tells Kai that he has earned 2,000 evil points. Melty shares an embrace with one of the free demons and thanks their blessings that they are alive. Meanwhile, Walter is observing the frog from a corner with a smile. He wonders what Elsa will do once she finds out about this situation. Kai thinks about it and suddenly gets an epiphany. He tells Walter that he just gave him a great idea and that they need to provoke Elsa. Walter is left confused about what he is talking about. Elsa is at the former Demon King's castle, taking a bath in a bathtub, while a knight reports to her that she has just been recommended to the hero's party to defeat the Demon King. The woman gloats about how everything is going according to her plans. She celebrates by throwing all the gold coins she surrounds herself with to make it rain. She also exclaims how the Demon King's grand castle is very much her style. She asks her demon bunny girl slave if she is right. The woman then grabs the bunny girl by her ears and forces her to tell her how worthy the castle is for her. The rabbit has no choice but to tell the bully that the castle perfectly suits her. Elsa says she made the right answer and then burns her with her magic grip. The girl screams and Elsa laughs. She looks at the bunny's agonized face and thinks of how much fun it is to torment cute girls like her. She lets go, only to brag about how everything comes easy to her because of her rare class of magic swordsman. He dresses up and goes her men to declare to them that she has attained noble status and membership in the hero's party. She brags to them about all the money she will attain after defeating the Demon King. The men cheer for their leader. Elsa takes out a wine from the collection and tells her men that it is so expensive that they should be blessed just looking at it. They suddenly hear a sound from above that causes dust to fall off the ceiling. Then a messenger suddenly enters to urgently tell his mistress of an emergency. Just as he tells them that monsters are coming, the room walls suddenly explode. Elsa and what's left of his men in the room see that outside is a dragon facing them. The woman recognizes that the dragon is a zombie and wonders how such a monster came to this region. Mysteriously, Kay's voice comes out from the dragon's mouth to tell Elsa that he is the Demon King and that he has already reclaimed the mithril mine. Elsa is stunned to hear it. He continues to say that the dragon in front of him now serves the Demon King. The knights came to realize that the dragon came from their rider. Kai then tells Elsa that he will take everything from her as revenge for taking his life and Colette away from him. Elsa says she has no idea what he is talking about and swears she will kill him for trying to steal from her. Kai replies that he can't wait to see what she'll do and then lets his dragon breathe black fire on Elsa. The woman realizes that the fire is cursed and that she should not let it touch her. She grabs one of her knights and uses him as a human shield against the flame. Elsa then runs to the dragon's side and summons fire with her sword to counter. She watches as the dragon gets covered in flame. She is so angry, she swears to kill the Demon King without waiting for the hero's party to form. The man she used as a shield complains about what she just did to him. Elsa's only answer is for him to shut up and stop complaining. He orders his men to gather the troops. The men grab their weapons to get ready for battle in the mithril mine. The cursed man is left behind, shivering in fear. The men then inform Elsa that all the rare wine was destroyed in the dragon attack. The more news she gets, the more she thinks about how angry she is. She swears that she will never forgive the Demon King. Elsa and her men are on horseback as they head for the mithril mine fortress. On their way, they see their fallen forces' destruction in the fortress. Elsa arrives outside the fortress, still cursing the Demon King. They hear the playing of musical instruments from behind the fortress wall, and it makes them think that the enemies are throwing a feast. The thought of it makes Elsa grind her teeth. She magically puts fire over her sword and orders her men to kill everyone. With a strike, she destroys the entrance gate. Just as Elsa is getting hyped up for battle, she and her men see that only two demons with musical instruments are in front of them. The moment the demons see them, they run away. Just as Elsa reacts with confusion, Walter ambushes her from the air. His sword heads to Elsa's head, only for the woman to block with her own blade without even looking up. Without effort, she pushes Walter, who flies away. The one enhances her abilities as her anger also rises. She looks so intimidating to Walter as she asks him how much the demons pay him to betray her. In an instant, she gets behind her enemy. She readies to slice him up with her flaming sword. Before she can, the army of the undead comes charging at her. The confused Elsa is stunned to see that even the fortress guards betrayed her. Looking carefully, she realizes that they are undead. She and her men block their attack. They then see that more of the undead are coming from the entrance. It discomforts them that they knew them from when they were alive. Elsa faces Walter again and tells her that the undead are not enough to stop her. The ground beneath Elsa and her men suddenly turns into a glowing purple ooze that is sucking them down. Meanwhile, the undead still continue their charge on them. After a second, the men realize that they can't move. Elsa deduces that the swamp is poison. Kai appears from the top of the walls and compliments Elsa for finding out she is under his paralysis poison spell. The confused Elsa asked how he could be the Demon King if he is human. She is impressed that his poison swamp is a spell equivalent to a grand mage. Meanwhile, her men are diminishing in numbers thanks to the undead. Elsa thinks that if nothing goes her way, then she will burn her men to clear herself from the poison. She readies to turn up the flame on her sword only to realize that she can no longer use magic. She thinks it might be the poison, but realizes it is something else. Somewhere else, Sasha is using MP Drain Continuous to steal the enemy's magic. Elsa is getting frustrated to the point of desperation. Her soldiers are now so few that the undead have a clear path to surround her. Elsa is thinking of using her secret trump card. Kai eats into it as he tells her that he knows she always uses a skill called Limit Release every time she gets cornered. The woman is stunned that he knows this. Kai dares her to use it. Elsa replies that she will. Her men beg her not to use it while they are nearby, but the woman tells them to just shut up. She starts the process of activating her Limit Release. Her men continue to convince her not to do it. The woman glows with bright purple light as she declares her spell. Elsa releases her Limit Release trump card, filling the battlefield with her overwhelming magic energy that sends her men flying like she is an explosion. The woman glares at Kai, yet the man remains calm. With her stats all tripled for minutes, she manages to jump off the poison swamp and onto a plank just above it. She swears to let Kai know the difference in their level. Her men plead with her not to since they will get caught up in her path of destruction. Despite their pleas, the woman destroys the undead in her path with powerful flames without caring if her men are in the way. As they predicted, many of them get sliced up by the flame too. Just as Kai reacts to how powerful her attack is, it reaches him from his high ground and his spot explodes. Walter and Sasha worry for their lord as they see a portion of the fortress wall disappear. As the smoke clears, Kai is revealed as still standing on the platform he was on. Elsa is shocked to see this. Even Walter and Sasha can't believe it. Kai tells his enemy that she is still in her growth spurt in his eyes. He remembers how powerful the woman will be, and even he is not convinced he can stop her by then. He focuses on the day in the future when he saw how exhausted she was after using her limit release. Kai tells her to hurry up before she weakens. It makes Elsa uncomfortable that he knows so much. Meanwhile, Elsa's men all surrender to the Demon King and ask if they can switch sides with him. Elsa looks at him with disdain. Kai agrees, but wants them to prove whose side they are really on. They all switch to a sword stance and attack their former boss all at once. She raises her sword at them, only for her body to suddenly become paralyzed. Kai reminds her how much time she spent in the poison swamp. He tells Elsa's former men to stand back, so they leave the woman to drown in the poison swamp. He remembers how she abused and belittled him in the past, and how she looks so pathetic in front of him right now. Elsa struggles back up and enhances herself with what's left of her magic. Seeing her still determined to fight forces Kai to admit she is truly tough, she strikes at him with her signature flaming sword. As she tries to attack him over and over, she shouts out that she is the strongest chosen to be the rare magic swordsman. Despite all her insistence that she is the strongest, Kai remains effortlessly unharmed from all her attacks. He shows her his darkness crest and activates a spell as he tells her that she is still no match for a dark mage like him. The spell of hellfire magic pierces her body from many directions. She gets left on her knees trying to catch her breath. She asks him what grudge she has against her. Kai answers that he made a promise. Elsa has no idea what he is talking about, but she stands up and admits that she can't defeat him. Kai is confused about what she is up to. The woman takes off pieces of her clothes and then seductively offers herself to him. Everyone has their jaws on the floor seeing Elsa seduce Kai. Kai himself does not look pleased. Elsa justifies that she is strong and beautiful. Midway through her pitch, Kai shoots her with black magic energy and misses only centimeters away from her face. Elsa is silenced as she sees the beam explode behind her. Kai tells her that he will kill her the next time she tries something like that again. Grise appears to tell Elsa that it was her Lord K who convinced her to take her alive. Elsa is shocked to see Grise again and asks disrespectfully if she has come to be sold off as a slave again. She then realizes that this means she is with the Demon Lord. Grise does not say anything, but her silence tells Elsa she is correct. Elsa's adrenaline returns and she charges at the Demon Princess. Walter and Sasha fear for the princess unlike Kai, who has all the trust in Grise's strength. Grise restrains the villain with her crimson whips, leaving her unable to move. The woman asks the Demon Princess how she became this strong. Grise only tells her to swear her loyalty to Kai, the villain objects. She struggles to get loose, but with each second, her limit release strength fades. Grise tightens her restraints, putting her in pain. It forces Elsa to tell her that she swears her loyalty to Kai. Kai orders the villain to hand all of her wealth to him. Elsa grinds her teeth, but still agrees. Later that night, the demon group is back in the castle and Grise is on the throne, celebrating her return with wine. Sasha tells the others that she has full confidence that her Lady Grise will serve as Kay's proxy splendidly. Elsa is also in the throne room with the others and gets busy asking how she can break the contract she had with Kai. Nelta tells her she does not know, disappointing the woman. Kai approaches her and tells her he will consider what she is asking as a form of betrayal, tensing her up. She recalls the moment Kai granted her the contract to be one of his 4 heavenly demons. Elsa threatened that she would have his head the moment she gets the chance. Kai makes it clear to her that the condition of the contract of servitude is that she will die if she betrays him. It was then that she realized that she was doomed. The cat-eared sisters watch as she mopes on her knees. Meanwhile, Kai goes to the balcony to think about his beloved Colette and how she must be feeling right now as a prisoner. He thinks about Elsa's overwhelming power and how he truly needs her for the rescue mission. The grand barrier around the capital weighs heavy on his mind and he needs to plot down everything in order to break it. Grise sees him alone and informs him that an envoy from the mercenary group called Red Scorpion has arrived. He asks if Grise can join him in the negotiations. The girl says she does not mind, but is visibly sad when she asks if he will leave the kingdom immediately after. Kai replies as he stares into the distance that he will. Grise sees how serious he is and asks if he really likes his fiancée. The man looks at her and smiles as he says that he definitely does. The girl looks away from him as she tries to cover up how sad she looks. Just as she steps away, Elsa rushes to the balcony to speak to Kai. Unbeknownst to them, a lone holy knight is outside the castle walls, observing Kai and Elsa while they talk on the balcony. The knight is in disbelief that Elsa somehow lost to the Demon King and talks about how he must report this to Jonghyun as soon as possible. Suddenly, he sees the archdemon just above him flying in the sky. The creature tells the knight that he will be Kai's next informant and then captures him. Elsewhere in the royal capital, Joan compliments Colette for her beauty. Colette is revealed to be wearing a white dress of a saint, but with eyes filled with sadness. A golden crest of a cross is marked on her neck to mark her imprisonment. In the holy capital, Colette is being dressed up by servants in a fancy bedroom. They praise her beauty, but sadness is written all over her face. She remembers when she was captured by the knights when she demanded to be set free and was desperate not to return to the Holy King's capital. She stated that she is with Kai, but Johan cut her off, saying he is the Demon King and that she will never see him again. Johan walks into the room with a smug expression and is pleased to see Colette garbed in white robes. He says she looks like a true saint and is a perfect match for himself. She turns to ask him a question, but before she can finish, Angel barges into the room looking full of worry and rushes to Colette. Angel says she heard she was abducted by the Demon King before asking if she was harmed in any way. Colette stutters a bit and then tries to explain that Angel is mistaken, but she is once again interrupted when her father enters the room. He also asks if his daughter is unharmed while Johan observes everything that is going on. He then bows and greets the Marquis and says that his girl has been brainwashed by the Demon King and has been afflicted with a terrible curse. Colette shouts in protest saying that it is all a lie. But before she can complete her statement, magical chains wrap around her neck and tighten. Johan sports a satisfied smirk while Angel and Valm look with terror at what they believe is the curse in action. Colette still tries to speak and struggles to say that Kai is a hero who saved everyone before falling to her knees in pain. Angel moves closer to comfort her, and Colette then tries to say that Johan is the one behind the curse. Angel doesn't fully grasp what she is saying as she looks at Colette with concern. Johan says the princess should not listen since this is the effect of the curse. Colette is filled with rage as Johan tells Angel to return to her chambers for the time being. The princess seems hesitant, but Johan assures her that he will care for the lady. He then turns to Vom, whose face is filled with worry and fear. Colette looks up to him with pleading eyes and begs him to believe that Kai is not a villain. Johan then states that it must be painful for her to be deceived and brainwashed as the servants and Valm look at her with shock. She insists that she was not deceived, but he counters that it is impossible to believe that she is in her right mind. Colette continues to try to convince her father, but Valm clearly believes what Johan is saying. He says that he would like to proceed with what they discussed. Johan thanks him while the lady wonders what he means. The evil priest says it is about their engagement. Colette looks horrified as he adds that as the holy saint, he is destined to be with the saint from the very beginning. Vorm adds that this is the best outcome for someone who has been tainted. With eyes overflowing with trepidation, she screams that she is with Kai. Her father shouts back that the man she has mentioned has fallen into darkness, even attacking his own father. Colette is speechless as Johan thanks her father and asks that they be left alone. He then explains that he has authority over the entire church and that she should think carefully if she still wishes to help the Demon King. She finds irony in a holy saint resorting to threats, but he justifies himself saying it is for the sake of justice. He adds that thanks to her, he was able to deploy the Grand Barrier, as the prayer room only functions with a saint and a sacred relic. His gaze moves to her as he thanks her and praises her for her beauty. He says that life with him would not be so bad, though he does desire everything, including her power as the Saint of Time. He smiles menacingly and adds that even in the next cycle, she will still be his. The thought fills Colette with trepidation. She says absolutely not, and that her heart yearns to be with Kai. She then tells him bluntly that she would rather die. Joanne cannot believe as she states that she will choose death if he forces her to obey. This triggers the evil saint as he screams at her about the Demon King. She shouts back that his name is Kai, and he will never lose to someone like Johan. The saint is angry, but before he can do anything else, Matteo enters the room. He whispers that he has an urgent report. Johan is annoyed at the timing and asks what it is. Matteo though says he won't say it in this room. Johan is clearly annoyed, but then walks to the door while Matteo hands Colette a document that he says was entrusted to him by her personal maid. He hands her the book, which she looks at with lonely eyes. Matteo then follows Johan out and shuts the door, leaving Colette alone in the empty dark room. She stays on the floor and wonders what she can do. She doesn't even know if Kai is aware of her situation. She regrets letting her guard down as she opens the book and sees that there is a note inside. She holds it up and then looks surprised at what is written on the piece of paper. Colette realizes that the note came from Kai. She smiles as she reads his writings that say he knows what happened to her and that he is gathering allies to rescue her. The note also states his apology for leaving her alone to be captured. Colette thinks about him with tears in her eyes and whispers that she will be waiting for him. Meanwhile, in Johann's office, Johann reprimands Matteo for barging so openly into the castle when he should always be in the shadows as a purifier. He then realizes that Matteo was about to report something about the Demon King and calms down to hear him out. The evil saint tells him that it is all right that Kai somehow escaped because he knows he must be a powerful man if he is already in his second life. Matteo corrects him and tells him that Kai annihilated all the purifiers except him. Johann can't believe that purifiers would be defeated. He orders Matteo to raise the alert level and reorganize the purifiers. Later, Johann goes to the throne room to report to the archbishop. The bishop orders him to gather all the candidates for the heroes' party and assign them to protect the capital. The man on the throne declares that the Demon King will be dealt with by the Holy Church. Johann bows to show his loyalty. He smiles as he thinks about how it will be the end of the Demon King. Elsewhere at the Demon King's castle, Matteo has returned to Kai. The spy reports to his lord that he has delivered his letter to Colette and that the girl is under strict security. Kai looks calm, yet his fist is fully gripped. Matteo then puts all the classified information he stole that lays out all the capital's defenses. Kai marvels at what he found, but worries about the device listed that drains magic energy like MP Drain. He sees from blueprints that many of these devices are lined up all around the capital. The man worries that even if they can break the barrier, they will still be forced into a fight without their magic. Kai thinks of a way to bypass this, but can't find the idea at the moment. The man then senses instinctively that there is danger coming. Outside the castle, Elsa's guard of the territory is interrupted as she sees that there is a giant axe beside her. A gigantic scary creature is revealed to be in front of her and asks if she is Elsa. The giant presses on the ground with his axe, causing it and the tower behind Elsa to crack. A second later, the tower splits into two. The mysterious giant tells her that he came to claim the Demon King's territory. Elsa tells him that the territory has just been taken. The giant asks which demon, but Elsa corrects him by saying that it is actually a human who claimed it. This angers the giant, who screams at the woman that he will kill her and then the human. Elsa is more happy about a fight than scared. Walters, Grice, and Sasha go outside to see if there is an enemy attack. The giant looks at Grice as if he knows her. Meanwhile, Hulsa is already enhancing her physical abilities. She summons flames and propels them towards the giant. The giant counters her flame slash with his own axe slash. Both combatants rush towards each other, leading to a sonic boom. The giant is surprised to see that Kai actually went between their attacks and blocked both their blades with ease. The man tells them both that their fight is over. The giant asks how he stopped his attack. Kai does not answer, instead asks who he is. Grice calls out the visitor's name as Balrog, and she looks happy to see him. The giant is also happy to see her alive. Everyone around, including Kai, is shocked that they know each other. The giant looks so gentle as he smiles at Grice's presence. Balrog is happy to see that the princess has grown up. Both he and Grice looks happy seeing each other again. The big guy says that he came to the castle the moment he heard that it was taken away. The man seems familiar to Ka, but he can't put his finger on when he has seen him before. It catches Balrog's attention that Ka is holding the demon sword. It reminds Grice that she should introduce him to her lord. The giant is intrigued that she just called him her lord. Grice realizes that she needs to explain. They head to the throne room where Balrog sits down and looks around. Kai realizes that he is from the most powerful demon race known as ogres. Walter reports to Kai that they are almost done preparing for their operation. Balrog asks what Kai is planning. Grizz gladly introduces Balrog to Kai and explains that he was one of the 4 heavenly demons when her father was the Demon King. Kai is shocked to hear it. He now remembers him as a strong opponent in heavy armor in the future. Balrog asks why humans and demons are getting along in the castle, and then follows up by asking why Kai has the Demon King's sword. Kai answers that it is because he is the Demon King. Balrog's eyes widen. Kai understands why someone like him would not understand why a human would suddenly be claiming to be a Demon King. Sasha explains that not only did Kai fight for demon liberation, but everyone in the castle also swore loyalty to him. The giant looks around and sees that no one has any objections. The thought of demons being loyal to a human fills Balrog with so much anger that he grips a pillar until the squeeze destroys it. He reminds Sasha of the Demon King's last words before he died. The ogre declares to everyone that Grice is the rightful Demon King. He goes on to say that he can never accept a human for a Demon King. Grice tells him that she understands where he is coming from, but that Kai has all the qualities and strengths of a true Demon King. Hearing him so loyal to a human makes the giant grind his teeth. Kai tells them they are about to launch an attack on the holy capital, so he asks that he decide if he wants to acknowledge him as the Demon King after. Balrog objects to the plan since the capital is nearly impenetrable. Kai replies that they will all attack as a coalition of humans and demons alike. Balrog deems his thinking ridiculous. Kai has had enough talking and starts ordering people for the siege on the capital right in front of the giant. Ignoring him insults Balrog so much that he readies his axe for an attack. Grise puts herself between him and Kai. She demands that he not stand in her lord's way. Balrog demands to know why she is siding with a human. Grise dares him to ask around and see one person here not loyal to Kai. Balrog observes and sees that everyone looks happy to be around Kai. Balrog can't accept it and leaves. He is met by his ogre allies. Balrog hears something moving in the bushes and alerts his men that they are followed. Behind the bushes are holy knights with weapons. Balrog tells his men that he senses 10 enemies in total. The holy knight reveals himself and attacks. The one who attacks Balrog tries to strike him with a spear, but Ogre dodges with no effort. Balrog grabs his spear and snaps it into two like a twig. The giant grabs the man's head and makes it pop. It leads the other knights to be afraid and run away. Balrog tells them that he will let at least one of them live. Balrog and his people head to the Ogre tribe's forward base. One ogre tells his master Balrog that he has gathered every piece of information he could find on Kai. Despite the expectation of the ogre tribe leader, Investigator says he found no bad deed under his name. Despite his report, Balrog can't help but be suspicious that the human is up to something. He moves on to the knight they captured, who they have restrained on a wooden chair with his head covered. Balrog removes his face cover and asks if he is ready to talk. The beaten Holy Knight claims that Kay's role is to lure the demons into the capital and that he is actually the son of the Holy Knight captain. He yells to the shocked Balrog that Kay is one of them. The ogre leader grips his head with his giant hand and squeezes him to death. Feeling vindicated, he orders everyone to gather. Meanwhile, at the Demon King's castle, Grise counts all their forces, including the undead, and sees that they reach about 1,000. She worries that they are completely unmatched by the Holy Capital's numbers and magic weapons. Kai approaches her and says that it just looks like they are outmatched. So the girl wonders what he means. He tells her to stop worrying since he trusts every individual by his side. They look at the Holy Capital in the distance and say that it is only a matter of time until they save Colette. Someone interrupts their moment to inform Kai that Balrog's messenger has arrived. Kai has a look that says he has a bad feeling about this. He meets up with the messenger who yells out that Balrog deeply apologizes for his attitude before. The messenger's face does not look sincere, and Kai can tell. The messenger continues and asks that the Demon King come to their ogre tribe village. Kai senses something fishy, so he tells him that he will just accept the sentiment. The messenger warns him that there will be consequences if he refuses an offer from the ogre tribe. Kai thinks about it and decides he should not make an enemy of them. He asked Walter to lead and then asked Grise and Sasha to come with him to the ogre tribe. With everyone ready, Kai asked the messenger to guide them to their village. They reach the ogre tribe village, where everyone is looking intensely at Kai. Grace comments on how everyone and everything looks so huge. Kai sees no houses around, so the guide tells him that their tribe has no use for them since no enemy can challenge them. His answer seems suspicious to Kai, who observes that everyone is wearing armor. The man asks him why they are wearing armor when they have no enemies. The ogre answers that it just so happens that they have just returned from battle. His words do not put the man at ease. He and Sasha sense magic near them when ogres are known to not use magic. Their ogre guide says it is time to head to where Balrog is. The ogre guides them to a cave and asks that they enter. The guide's unwelcoming look makes them uneasy to come in. Kai looks intense as he looks within the cave.